Hello, everybody. Welcome to Critical Beauty. Today, I have an amazing guest. Her name is Melissa Bottema, Miss Grand Netherlands 2023, and the first Dutch girl to place in the top 10 of Miss Grand International. So I'm just waiting for her to enter the chat room. Please, if you have any questions for Melissa, feel free to type in your question in the comment box below, and I'd be more than happy to read them back to you. If you're new to this channel, welcome. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so by clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon to get instant notification for the next video. So we're just waiting for Melissa to join the chat room. I think she's in. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Let's see. That is so weird. I can remember we had that the next time,
You should
the
have been
last time.
you should have been a Zoom expert by now.
Yeah, I don't know why, because I entered this chat like 1 hour before like we wanted to start, and for some reason I thought I fixed it, but I clearly did not.
Take your time.
Yeah, I got
There
it.
you go.
That that was faster than the last time.
That's right. Oh my God. And you're wearing green today.
I am.
That's amazing. Do you like my banner?
I do, I do. That's also such a cute picture on the left. I think
Yeah.
it's for me, it's the left with my name on it from one of my fans. I bet.
Yes. When I saw that picture, I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to use this photo to put it in the banner because everything about this image is you, is about you. You're a fun girl, obviously beautiful and gorgeous.
Thank you.
And also, yeah, that the is it a made of bamboo? That
Bamboo?
yeah. What is
I
what is
think
what
it
is it made
is.
of? It's made of
I
bamboo?
I think it is bamboo. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe it is. Yeah,
And
I'm
you got
not quite
and
sure, but it feels like it.
it feels
I
like it,
suppose.
yeah. Have
Yeah.
you gone shopping with it?
No, not yet, because it looks more like beachy, and here in the Netherlands is quite cold.
Okay.
So I don't have a chance to wear it yet, but hopefully in the summer.
I think you should use it soon, eventually. You don't have to go to the beach to use it. You can go to the shopping mall, anywhere. You know what I mean? It's one of those bags you can use for general use and stuff.
True, true. And then we'll be in my winter coat with like a very beachy like handbag. I mean, why not, right?
Exactly, exactly. So I guess I don't know even where to begin, Melissa, because I have so many like questions because from the moment you were crowned Miss Grand Netherlands 2023, and of course from the first time that I interviewed you, nobody expected that the Netherlands would go this far in Miss Grand International. And lo and behold, what happened? You basically blew everyone away with your amazing performance. You were consistent all the way through, from the beginning to the end. And even though you got sick a couple of times, I think.
I mean, like definitely one time. Like that's a big story. I will tell you in a minute.
Yes, please do. Yeah. So, fans were just amazed because I think you mentioned in one of your posts that competing in this Grand International is very, very hard. It's very, very difficult. Even though the pageant has become very huge and very popular, a lot of people don't have any idea at all behind the scenes of actually what's going on because we tend to judge everything superficially. Whatever you post on your social media, people automatically believe that must be real. That must be the truth. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, ambiguities and deceptions, out there. But you cannot imagine when your name was called to the top 10. I was watching it live. okay, in the comfort of my living room. And then when the Netherlands was called, oh my God, I nearly fell off my chair. I just like, whoa, she deserved it. The Netherlands just finally, the Dutch girl made it, you know. So that was my first reaction. And I'm so happy just to see all 10, the top 10 uh visit different countries for the longest time. And you guys did a lot of activities. I actually
We
listed
did.
I actually made a list of all the activities that you girls did, just in case you forgot some of them. Okay, so I come prepared, so you can comment, you know, in any of these activities that I'm going to mention later on. But see,
Yeah, of course.
first question: how do you feel now?
Well, to be honest, I don't know if I mentioned it in our last interview, but I knew that, like, of course, Marit Bates, or Miss Grand International, I think it was, yeah, 2022, obviously. When she came back, like, she was a little bit mentally drained because it was so heavy.
Uh-huh.
So like before going in, I was kind of scared. Like, is it gonna happen to me? Like, how's it gonna go? But I have to say that once I got back in my own country, the Netherlands, I didn't have like that mental health feeling of like, oh, I cannot see anyone anymore and like I'm so drained. Like I was in a feeling that I had to keep working. Like I had to, I want to impact my suitcase. I want to do stuff because we were so used to like working every day, waking up early and then going to events or shoots or taking a plane, that once I got home and I had like all the rest in the world, I wanted to do something, but I had nothing to do because I put my study on a hold for like I think it was a month. I'm
Wow.
I I started my I'm starting my internship. No, I started it this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I had like a month and a half like rest. So I could be rested. I am rested now. I'm all good.
Good.
Um, and I started my internship like this week. So I'm a little tired at the moment, but no, I'm all good. I'm
So you're back to your normal routine, pretty much.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I as I said, I started my internship. I'm looking for a place to, live on my own.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. So, and I hope my English is still okay because when I was there, of course, you speak English for you only speak English. And
Exactly, because it's an international language. Yeah.
yes, but once I got home, I did not speak English whatsoever. So I hope my English is still okay. And if it's not, then ignore it.
Well, all your posts on your social media are in English, right? At least most of them.
True.
Most of them
That's
are.
true.
Yeah.
But it's different. Like it's typing, like you can erase and then like
Oh, okay.
it's
Okay.
easier.
Translate. Yes. Now, internship for what kind of position?
Yeah. So I study social work.
Okay.
So that's like based on if people have mental health issues or there's like something wrong at home or everything that has to do with mental health, I'm there to help people. So I recently started an internship on a school where I get the chance to help students with questions about school, but also about their mental health. But actually more like everything. If they have life questions or is related to school, they can come to me and then I can help them with everything they need. I'm gonna look for a right path for them so
Mhm.
that hopefully they can feel better in the end. And yeah,
That's
that's it.
wonderful. Now,
Yeah.
I think, well, you know, speaking of mental health, I know it's a very popular platform among pageant girls, among beauty queens and stuff. And I think there isn't a day that goes by where you don't meet anyone who doesn't suffer from some sort of depression. You know, I think personally for me, every person on earth suffers from some type of mental anxiety.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. I can agree. Yeah. At some
I
point in
yeah,
their life.
I've
Yeah.
never met, you know, people again, if you're talking about social media, where people tend to put nothing but the best photos and videos of themselves, that whole thing is a lie. Okay. Again, it's all superficial. What
Mm.
but what about the person? What is this person feeling inside? Or what is going on in their mind? You know, when
Good,
they took
yeah.
when they posted that picture, did they post that picture or video simply to gain more likes or more followers? I think to me, that is already a form of mental illness, so to speak. You don't post a picture
Yeah.
out there just because you want to be evaluated or assessed by your followers or by others, especially strangers, you know? So it's again, it's a very common practice in any industry that involves beauty, fashion,
Mm-hmm.
modeling, entertainment, whatever, anything to gain followers. So I think what you're doing is incredible. And but see, the challenge for you is you cannot help anyone that you might think is suffering from mental illness if you yourself have not helped yourself. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's also a big part. Yeah.
yeah. So, but how do you do that? What do you do to to diminish some of your anxiety or some of your depression or anything that involves your mind?
Mm-hmm. I mean, for me personally, if I look back at like my old like past when I was feeling down or like depressed, um, it is also really based on like talking to people. And at some point, especially in the beginning, you might not be ready to talk. Um, and that is also okay because you can only start talking about it when you feel ready for it. But my advice would definitely be start opening up and start talking. That is definitely the the number one thing. Even though it might be hard and it's okay to take your time because if you don't feel ready, then okay, like wait on it, sit on it, think about it. But definitely the most important thing is like talking to someone you feel you can trust,
Mhm. I
that you
agree.
can feel like you can be open to. I feel that's like the first step.
Mhm.
And besides that, if you have mental health issues, like a lot of things can be hard. Like school, like if you have a depression, like school is so hard to manage. Like you cannot that can be a thing you cannot do. But it is much easier to start with easy things. For example, clean your room or like make your bed or like the more
Cook.
little things.
Yeah,
And
like try a new recipe.
yeah, it's or like walking, like going outside, starting to do something like sports, like start with the little things. Like it is okay, like accept your feelings. It is okay to not go to school at some point if you feel really down. Try to find accomplishment in like little things, like as I said, like cleaning your room or like doing little things or making little appointments with your friends, going out. Like it's the little things.
Mhm. I totally agree. But I think a challenge is would be what would you do to a person who does not even want to reach out to other people, who does not even have the courage to talk about their problem? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
they feel isolated. They spend most of the time cooped up in their apartment, in their house, in their bedroom and whatnot, not wanting to socialize anymore, just feeling totally down and hopeless. So I think that's also a very challenging aspect of being a social worker. So, I mean,
100%.
how is uh how is the suicide rate in the Netherlands? Is it high or low?
I feel that like when COVID hit it was much higher. I feel, for example, in Europe and Netherlands especially, we are really used to talking more about our mental health. So I think that in the Netherlands, it's more going down, and we are more open. We can socialize now, and we find the courage to open up. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know that it's definitely more like going down than
Mhm.
when we look back at like COVID time. So it's
Right.
definitely much better now. And also because we are very open when it comes to our mental health. Like from a very young age, we now get taught that it's okay to open up. And I feel like that is also something I felt like in Asia, and what I heard from a lot of people is that they're actually scared to open up about their mental health. And I think that is so sad
Mhm.
Um, because what I heard from some people there is like if you open up about your mental health, like you're the shame. I don't know how to pronounce, but you are such a shame for your family.
Yeah. You're
And
shunned.
that is
Basically, yeah, you're basically
yeah,
shunned by your family. You're basically ostracized. That's a good word.
yeah,
Ostracized by your family. You know, but I think it's a cultural thing because I think
100%.
most Asians are not really they don't even have what is the word? Well, their society is not really very affectionate. They don't promote affection between relatives. I mean, when I was growing up
Mm.
in the Philippines, I rarely received any type of affection from my parents. So
Really?
yeah, no, I grew up actually wanting and giving affection to other people, but I didn't know how to show it.
Yeah.
So somebody had to teach me how to be affectionate to other people. And I think that same goes with love. You want to love, but you want to show love, but you don't know how to show it because nobody
How
taught you. Nobody taught you how to show love. You
how
know,
did you teach it?
I had to teach myself. I had to teach myself. I was lucky to have met a lot of people whose background come from their affectionate families and whatnot. Latinos, Hispanics, they're very, very affectionate. The Italians, the
Yeah.
French, they're very affectionate. I'm not so sure about the Dutch because the Dutch tend to be very reserved, right?
Compared to France and like yeah, the Dutch are more a bit more like reserved into themselves. Um, and for some reason, like it doesn't count for me. But I know that some people in the Netherlands are also very reserved when it comes to like internationals, like also international students. I don't know quite why that is because for me, it doesn't count that way. Like maybe it's also because a lot of Dutch people are not the best in English. I don't know exactly what the reason is, but for me, it doesn't count that way. Like I accept everyone the way they are, and I think it's actually a really beautiful thing that you want to study in our country. Like that's such a compliment for me.
Well, aren't you just a ray of sunshine, Miss Melissa?
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe who knows?
I think if there are any cold and reserved Dutch people watching this
Yeah, stop.
show, all right,
Stop right now.
stop. Reach out to Melissa, or Melissa will reach out to you. Okay, just stop. Because
Period.
well, it's interesting you mentioned that because most of the Dutch people that I've met are really warm and
Mm,
they're very kind, they're very civil and courteous, and they're very, very friendly. And that's why generally speaking, I love Dutch people. I've never been to the Netherlands, although one of these days I'd love to go there. But the Dutch people that I've met are amazing, you know, and they're also tall and beautiful and whatnot. So yeah. So but I think it's a cultural thing, being Asian is
yeah.
very, very hard to show emotions in public. Um, when there's a death in the family, of course, people get really emotional.
Yeah,
That's
they should.
actually
Yeah.
that's where you actually let it all out. You just like burst into tears because she was
Yeah.
a person and whatnot. But if you keep all your feelings to yourself, it's not good. You really have to have an outlet to be able to
Yeah.
express, what you feel inside. And that's why you need to see a social worker, a psychiatrist, or a mental health expert and whatnot. So it is so very, very important.
It
Okay.
is.
Okay, let's stop talking about depressing things. Let's move on.
Of course, yes.
Yes, because there's only one life to live, and we all want to be happy. Okay. I'm reading all the greetings from people who are watching. People say, "Hi, Queen Melissa. Love you,
Hi.
Melissa from
Sawadee-ka.
Antoinette." um, yeah, somebody, Queen Melissa from Antoinette. Yes. Okay, here's a question that I also wanted to ask you, but I think a fan beat me to it. During the entire Miss Grand International pageant, who was your best friend?
Well, I'm gonna be really honest with you.
Please do. All
Yeah,
about honesty here. Okay.
during the competition, I think it is also because of like my sports. Like I am really used to um, being focused on a competition. So I feel like during the competition, there is not one girl I like can call like my best friend because I was so focused on the competition. But if I look at like girls I really like being with, for example, I really love Ritasha. She was always such a bubbly young woman, and I just really love her personality.
Ritasha, by the way, is Miss Grand Indonesia. Okay.
Yes.
With all that, yeah.
And also I have to say my roomie, she was always there for me, especially when I was sick. She was the one taking care of me. And I don't know how to say it, but there's one moment I can still remember till this day. And that is that she knew I was really sick. And then when I was laying in bed, she's like, stand up, get out of bed. I'm gonna put something on your feet that is gonna make your cold go away and your fever go away. Then you're gonna put on some socks and then you're gonna go back to sleep. So she was also like she was the sweetest thing ever. So
So
looking back,
Ritasha was also your roommate? She was also your roommate,
no, no,
Ritasha?
no, sorry. I'm no, no. She was Ritasha was actually my roommate once the competition was over.
Okay.
But the one who like took care of me was Miss Grand Belgium. I was roommate with her
I'm
in the
sorry, what's her
competition.
name? I forget her name, so sorry.
Albertina. She was
Albert.
the girl with like the big
Yes,
Afro
yes,
hair. That was
yes.
my roommate during the
Okay,
competition.
got it, got it, got
Yeah,
it.
and she just took care of me so well, and um, yeah, I still really admire her to this day.
Now, what was the cause of your illness when you were there?
I have no idea. I think
COVID?
no, I don't think it was COVID because I had COVID before and it did not feel like COVID.
Mhm.
I
It's well,
definitely had a
it
sorry.
was probably just exhaustion. You're probably just exhausted with all the
I mean,
activities and all.
obviously, if you have a lot of activities and you get less sleep, like your immune system obviously like goes down. So the fact that you're gonna get sick, it is a big opportunity to have when you have less sleep and you're doing a lot of things and especially me, like I was so focused and drained, like not drained. I was like ready every day, waking up ready for another day, putting on my makeup, my hair, get out the door and go. So I think that it could be that at some point, because I was so focused and like wanted to go and wanted to do my best, that yeah, maybe at some point my body was like, okay, Melissa, take some rest.
You know what? It's funny.
Definitely could be.
You've heard of the expression mind over matter. So
No,
even I think
mind over matter.
my yogis from India, you know those people who practice yoga for like many, many years. And then when they get sick, they don't think they're physically sick because everything is in the mind. So you have,
Mhm.
so what they do is that they train their mind to revert the order. In other words, even though your body is physically sick, in your
Mhm.
mind, you're actually healthy. And in a way,
Okay.
in a way, it works because again, it's mind over matter. It's all about
Mm-hmm.
the mind, the power and the control of the mind. But so did you eat well when you were there in Vietnam? Because you girls ate a lot.
I mean, for me, I only like lost weight
Did you?
because I mean, I eat it healthy. Like all the food we ate there was healthy. I ate a lot of fruits. But as I said before, I was so focused on one thing that I think it is because like I was like I did gymnastics at like such a high level, so I'm very competitive and like I want to strive for the best. So I had most of the times I didn't have like appetite. So I would eat less than I would do normally because normally I eat a lot,
Mhm.
but for some reason I ate not like that much as I used to. So I lost a lot of weight. And at some point I contacted one of my, I don't know how to say, I think yeah, I can call it like my personal trainer. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I have to like, what can I eat to gain as much weight in like less time? Because I was looking in the mirror and I was like, I need to like gain some weight because I don't know if it
But see,
like
but
my
you
body
wait,
was
yeah, but even though if you lost some weight, you still look good. You
thank
still,
you. Thank
yeah,
you.
I mean, it doesn't like
Yeah.
nobody noticed that you lost weight because you look the same from the moment you were crowned Miss Grand Netherlands and
Oh,
you went to Vietnam. You look exactly the same. Only you can tell, obviously, you know. But
okay, that's good.
you know what I mean? So speaking of food though, were there foods that you did not particularly like in Vietnam or
Fruits? or
Any
foods.
any food in general that you did not like,
Mm,
that you did not get along well with,
yeah. Um,
that you will never eat again.
well, I don't think that there was particular one thing, but there's definitely one thing I've learned, because Vietnamese food is so different compared to Dutch food. And sometimes when I looked at Vietnamese food, I was looking at it and I was like, this looks very different. It looks a little bit weird because I'm used to Dutch food. So sometimes I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. And in the beginning, I was like, if I don't like the way it looks, I'm not gonna eat it. But then at one point, I was like, I have to try it because just because it doesn't look that good, it does not mean it doesn't taste good. So once I tried it and I got used to the Vietnamese food, it was actually very delicious. And I learned that even though it doesn't look the best, for my opinion at that exact moment, that does not mean it doesn't taste good. Because eventually it tasted all good, and it was just me getting used to the way it looked
Right,
because I wasn't used to it. It's so different compared to Dutch food. But
right.
after all, I fell in love with Vietnamese food and also Thai food. Like I love the spice.
Yeah.
I'm eating noodles. I don't know, the bulldog noodles. Like those are like
Those really thick
very,
ones, the thick noodles.
I don't know if it's thick, but it's bulldog and it's like extreme spicy.
Okay.
And I think it's a thing you eat in like Asia, not especially like Thailand or Vietnam.
Yeah.
But I eat that every day here now because you can get it in the supermarket here also. So I eat it every day now. So I took it home with me, a little bit of Asian now. But no, there was not like a specific thing, specific food I did not like. I just had to get used to the food.
See, again, it's mind over matter. Even though your mind initially thinks, "Oh, it's just that's disgusting,"
Yeah,
it looks horrible. But you know what? Get over it. Okay, you only live
yeah, exactly.
once.
Get over it. And I
Try,
did.
yeah, try everything once. But the question is, did you eat anything alive?
Alive?
Yes,
I don't think I did.
because I know they eat bugs, right?
It could be. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
Yeah, in some parts of
I
Asia,
don't.
they eat
They
too.
eat bugs alive or like when
Yeah,
they're
they
dead?
swallow them alive.
Really?
Yes.
I
It's,
did
it's,
not
it's
know.
it's a delicacy. Even fish, even octopus or squids that's still moving, they would put it in
Oh,
soup and they would eat it still alive. So luckily
really?
you didn't see any of those stuff, right?
No, I mean, I think I saw that stuff, but then when they were already,
Dead.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly, not when they were alive. Or I did not see it. That could also be. Maybe I did eat it, but I didn't. I didn't see it moving, so I was like, it's good.
Maybe Miss Grand Vietnam offered you something that that you thought it was already dead, but it was still alive.
Who knows? Who knows? And it's still in my stomach. It's living there now.
Now, they love tea. Did you drink a lot of tea there?
In Vietnam,
Vietnam, Thailand?
I had a lot of milk tea
Oh, you did? Okay.
and like milk tea, bubble tea. That
Bubble
was
tea.
literally, yeah, that was everyone's guilty pleasure. I can still remember Colombia, like Maria, every time, every morning. Can I have some bubble tea? Can we order milk tea? She was always asking for it. No, I love the tea. The milk tea, it was delicious. Like the sweet, milky milk tea, it was amazing.
Yeah, I think everybody loves bubble tea. I love bubble tea too. And also that big straw, that big thick straw.
Yeah,
Just suck all the round
yeah,
sago balls, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
yeah. That's good. That's good. So you enjoyed the food, you enjoyed, of course, I think what were there things that you did not like at all being there about Vietnam, about Thailand, Myanmar, or Indonesia for that matter? What
Good
are the good and the bad things about each country? Let's start with Vietnam.
The bad thing about each country,
Well, wait a minute. I don't want you to get hate mail, okay, from the Vietnamese or from the Asian fans.
no, I don't.
So you have to be very careful what to say.
Yeah, no, I will, but things I did not. I have to think really hard about that because I mean, we had the food. I mean, as I said before, I had to get used to it because it looked weird, but in the end, I didn't think it tasted weird. Um, I don't think there was like especially one thing I did not like. There was one thing that wasn't really handy for me, and that was like the paying part because I'm used to euros and I did not have a
Oh,
credit card.
okay.
So every time I wanted to buy something, I first had to exchange money and then I could buy something.
Okay.
So, and that is the only thing I can think of like right now in the moment. But
Well,
maybe if you ask me later, but I don't think there
okay.
was a
So
particular
let's
thing
start. Okay,
that
let's
was.
start with Vietnam. How are the Vietnamese people? How do they treat you?
They were very kind. They were very, you can definitely see that. I think that's a very Asian thing also that they literally they live for their work. They're very
Hardworking.
hardworking but focused on their work. Which I can think it can be a beautiful thing that you put so much energy and time into your work, but it's also important to, relax sometimes and take some time for yourself. Um, but yeah, besides that, they were always very open. They always wanted to help us. Um, I cannot think of a moment where they were rude to us or inappropriate. They always made sure they helped us, and
Mhm.
yeah, they were always
Did
kind.
you did you see did you I know in most Asian countries there are a lot of like poor people, homeless people. Did you see any of those in Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand? Like a lot of poverty-stricken people like begging for money, begging for food.
No, I did not see any homeless people. I mean, of course, when we were in the bus, you would sometimes see like a very nice building, and then next to the building there was nothing. Like
Mhm.
you could see that there was a house, but I don't know how to say, like the house just was crashed. And then
Okay.
so then you had like a very nice building next to it, and then right next to it, it was like all
It's a
crushed, and then next to
worn
that,
down, it's a
yeah,
worn down
exactly.
house. Yeah.
But I don't think I saw any homeless people. No.
Okay. Now, somebody wants to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading some of the comments. Jane, Natalia. Hi, Jane. I don't understand what she's saying. Chanam Kaimuk. Chanam Kaimuk. Do you know what it means? What does it mean, Jane? Please translate.
Is it Thai or is it
I know what it is.
Vietnamese?
Cha, C-H-A, Nom, N-O-M, Kai, K-H-A-I, Muk, M-O-K. Maybe it's Vietnamese, maybe it's Thai, I don't know. I think,
I don't know.
I hope it's something positive, Jan.
I hope so too. And
How
otherwise,
is
I'm
it?
sorry.
Question from Lan Amber. How is it working with Mr. Nawat, with father, daddy Nawat?
Papa Nawat.
Papa
Um,
Nawat.
yeah, I have to say that we saw him at events, but Mama Teresa definitely spent the most time with us. Um, yeah, as I said, we would see him at events and then he would talk to us. We have like a little chat. We would take some photos. Um, but yeah, we would spend more time with like Mommy Teresa, and she was always next to us, right by her side. And I think that like the time that I spent with Papa Nawat, it was an amazing time. You can see how much energy and work he puts into Miss Grand International, like his company.
Mhm.
Um, and I also feel like that is a reason why we didn't see him as much as Mommy Teresa, because she was like really focused on us and like on the girls, and Papa Nawat was really focused on like the business and keeping
Exactly.
everything running.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah.
That's wonderful. That's great. Um, Going back to the girls, hmm, who was the messiest?
The messiest.
Who did
Like
not
from the
who did not
fr-
pick up after her trash? That's what I mean.
from the top 10, or like all the girls
All
from
the
the whole
girls, all
competition?
the girls and then top 10.
Okay, all the girls in the top 10.
Yes.
Well, let me think. Let me sink that in. I mean,
You don't have to
uh,
answer.
so I'm gonna try to. name them all. So Om did not live with us in a grand house, so I'm not really sure about her. I feel like Scar, she organizes things. Like she could take 3 hours to pack her suitcase and
Miss Grand
everything.
Dominican Republic, Dominican
Yeah,
Republic,
yeah, yeah.
stars, yeah.
She would make sure everything is into place, so it would definitely not be her. Um, I feel like maybe it would be Angola or Stephanie. One of the two.
Messiest.
Yeah. Miss USA.
Miss
Like she
Miss
could be,
Angola.
yeah, she like I feel like both they could be really organized or like less organized. I have to say that like none of the 10 girls were like leaving all of their stuff behind and never would like clean anything. But if I would look at like suitcases and stuff, because no one of us would ever like leave the trash or like the sink like dirty or anything. But if I
Hair.
look, yeah, but if I would look at like rooms, then I think it would be one of
Angola,
Angola
you
or
say.
yeah.
Okay.
But still, they're not even like that chaotic or like unorganized. I feel like we were all quite like good at like organizing and keeping everything clean.
Okay. Because my
Yeah.
next question would be who was the cleanest or the most orderly?
The cleaners, yeah, I feel like that would be Dominican Republic and Scar.
Okay.
Like she would always have everything like right next to each other, and she would always
Wow.
know where she would have like her suitcase, and like everything
Interesting.
would be perfectly like packed and stuff. Yeah.
Do you think she suffers from OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder? Everything has to be perfect.
No, I don't think that's it. I don't
I'm
think
kidding,
that's it.
Scar. We're just making fun of everybody here, okay? Don't take it seriously, please.
No, I
Uh,
love you guys.
we all love you. Phoenix says, I love you, Melissa, and I love you from Thailand, our queen. Thank you, Phoenix.
I love
Uh,
you too.
now, I want to talk about the preliminary swimsuit competition when it was held outdoors during
Hmm.
a rainy and wet season where
Yeah.
most of the girls fell on their butt. Okay. Luckily, nobody was seriously injured. Walk us back to that moment. How did you feel when when you girls found out that you girls had to compete in a swimsuit when it was raining and everything was wet and slippery?
Hmm. I mean, for me personally, of course, in the beginning, you were a lot like, I don't know, is it gonna be okay? But I feel like if you would walk like slow, like you know that it's raining, so it's important to walk slow, don't go all out, and just keep it calm.
Mhm.
Um, because I feel that they really wanted to do the swimsuit competition because they organized everything to like in the point, like every detail. It was just like perfect. Like everything was perfect except for the weather, of course.
Right.
Um, looking back, like I don't blame them because like Miss Grand International with so many events, like her schedule is so tight, so you have to make quick decisions sometimes. So I understand that it was like very hard. Like, are we gonna do it? Are we not gonna do it? Okay, let's just try, you know?
Mhm.
And then in the end, it is up um to be like, okay, we have to walk slow because we know it's raining. They tell us, girls, it's raining, so walk slow, make sure that you are okay. Um, and if you are going full out, then yeah, there is a chance you might fall. So just be careful.
Yeah.
It's so hard
It's
because
hard. Yeah.
on the other hand, like I understand, like you don't want to fall. Like that is, as a pageant girl, that is the most terrible thing that can ever happen to you. That's like your worst nightmare to come true. So on the other hand, like I understand like each and every pageant girl, like, oh, it's raining, oh no, 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 no. And on the other hand, like I understand the organization, like this cost so many times with such a like tight schedule, and yeah, it has two sides. Like I
Right. Exactly.
understand like the safety of the girls, but also the point of the organization.
Mhm. You know what? It's funny because if that event, that kind of event would have never been allowed in the United States because, in this country, everybody likes to sue each other. They like to sue you.
Mm-hmm.
If that had been allowed to do, and let's say three or four of the girls had fallen and then had injured themselves seriously, it would mean $1 million lawsuit right away. So, good thing it didn't happen. Good thing it happened in Thailand or in Vietnam rather, but not in the US. But you know what? When you're competing, when it's raining outside, I think there's some tricks of the trade, so to speak, that you can do. Like for instance, if you're wearing like high heels, you can always apply a strip of sandpaper because sandpaper is rough. You can always tape it underneath your heels, and that will prevent you from slippering. So maybe
Good
Stephanie,
tip.
they had that one, or some of the girls
Hmm?
have one too. Maybe USA had that little strip underneath the heels.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay,
I
next
don't
time you
know.
compete and next time you compete in Miss Universe, Melissa, just remember. Just remember. Okay. Okay, well, that's good to know. So of course, what happened was that a lot of people were complaining, a lot of fans were complaining about that. So they brought the swimsuit competition indoors.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, this time everything was perfect and nobody fell. Nobody slipped. And I thought that was a great, amazing. And again, your
Mm-hmm.
performance, your triple twirls is now a Melissa. We call that the Melissa Bottema trademark right there, the twirl.
Melissa Bečková tray
The
or
Melissa twirl, okay?
the Melissa Twirl.
It's very iconic now. People watch it, people love watching it. And I never get tired of watching it, because
Ah,
you made your own signature walk, so to speak. So that's great. Now,
yeah.
okay, so you girls arrived in Vietnam, I believe. Okay, like uh who was let's see, when did you arrive in Vietnam? The pageant started late September, I believe, right? Because of 4 weeks of the
Um,
event. Well, first of all,
October.
when I saw the calendar of events, I was like blown away by God. Like every day there's an activity. No wonder
It's
you
a
got
lot.
sick. No wonder, no wonder people got sick. No wonder people, got stressed out and whatnot. No wonder some of the girls had major attitude problems. Okay. I know a few, but I'm not gonna mention them. Just just kidding. Okay. Now, now you okay, after the coronation night, you guys stayed for 2 more months, okay? And you visited Vietnam, Indonesia, Myanmar, Thailand, of course. Now, I think you were in Phuket. What was it? November. Let me look at my calendar.
Yeah,
There it is.
Phuket.
No, between November 7th until the 11th, you went to
Mm-hmm.
Phuket to attend the Miss Grand Phuket pageant. Okay. And then
Mm-hmm.
you had some photo shoots and whatnot. How's that experience like? Because I've always wanted to go to Phuket. I've heard so many good things about Phuket. How was your experience like there?
Okay. Oh, I have to think really hard. I can remember Phuket that we did like an amazing we went to like a beach club and we went to the beach. Um that is the only thing I can remember like what we did for like sightseeing. I have to say the weather was not the best that day, so that was actually such a bummer.
Was it raining
Um
or just cloudy?
I feel it was only cloudy.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cloudy. But yeah, if you want like more advice on like sightseeing, I cannot be your guide in this because like we worked a lot to be honest. So of course we attended the final night. And then as far as I can remember, I mean I feel like the photo that you put into there is in Phuket, isn't it? Could that be?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yes.
Because like we saw so many finals and we saw so many places that it is not all in line in my head. Um, but yeah, I feel like we were there for 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah, 3, 4 days. Now, after Phuket, you guys went to you attended a fashion show.
Yeah.
So a fashion show, MGI Queen Celebration, doing the Miss Grand Krungthep and
Hmm.
Saraburi pageants. So that was
Yeah,
another,
I remember
yeah,
that. I remember
yes.
that.
I've never seen so many beautiful dresses and costumes until I saw that event. You girls get to dress up in Thai costumes.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
amazing.
tell us about the Victoria's Secret Angels fashion show. How was that like?
I mean, it was amazing, but for some reason that day I was feeling a little bloated. So walking on that stage in that Victoria's Secret round, I was not really feeling myself. It might not look that way. That is
No,
also
not at all.
a good
Not at
way on
all.
like
No.
what you see on the outside doesn't mean the inside is okay, because I was not feeling the most confident that day, but I'm really glad I could fake it until I make it, because that is also and could be an important thing. So I love doing the round, but because I was not like feeling my most confident self, for me personally, I could have done a lot better.
Mhm.
I feel like, but overall, the black dress and the other black outfit, I was really feeling myself there. That was much better because I was feeling a lot more like high fashion, and I was really in the moment. And yeah, if I have to choose a round, like I love the most, it would definitely be those two with like the black dress with like the feathers here,
Mhm.
or I feel it was Nate Habir, that was the fashion designer, I think it was,
Yeah.
um, with I don't know how to call it. It was like a black, um, like sleeve from the
Mhm.
back, I think it was, and then here I had like a cleavage, and I was like, I was really feeling myself there, so that was amazing.
That was actually, yeah, that was one of the best photos I've seen of you wearing the black dress. Yeah.
Thank you.
This is just so you. And I think I posted that on my Instagram.
Yeah,
That
I think you
also
did.
I did, right? That face should be in Vogue magazine. That's what that
Yeah, that
was
was so
the caption.
sweet.
Yeah. So anyway,
Thank you.
when you guys, all of you, of course, had to wear these wings. Were they heavy? Were the wings heavy? Or were they
Well,
manageable?
I don't know, of course, about the other girls, but I know that mine were
Mhm.
not really that heavy.
Okay.
I do remember that it was not really staying this part, so at some point I had to hold them because they were
Oh,
sliding
you're
off,
sliding
and I
off.
was scared that otherwise it would be like whoop, and then oh, I have to go back and like grab it and put it on again. It was not heavy, but I wish it was more like tighter so I could just
And
walk.
guess who stole the show?
Who did?
Ivan.
Yeah, he's such a funny guy. I love him. I love him so
Let's
much.
can we talk about Ivan Gunawan is the national director of Miss Grand
Oh,
Indonesia. He
yeah.
he, he actually he is unofficially the 11th fifth runner up. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, and he won the Golden Crown Grand Award or whatever, and
Yeah, for best
he got
national
his own,
director.
yeah, he got his own crown and whatnot, and he got to walk with you girls. He was also wearing his wings and stuff. And once he reached the end of the runway, he did this amazing twirl.
He did. I did not
Yeah.
see like how he walked on the stage because I was
I'll show you the
drafting
clip later.
backstage.
I'll send you the clip later. So you it is but tell us about Ivan. Everybody likes Ivan.
Yeah. He's a very warm guy. I always love to be around him. He can make like such a funny jokes, and he was always there for all the girls, and he was really approachable. We could always talk to him if he was around. And I feel like he did such a great job also with like Ritasha. He made like a true queen out of her, and also it is definitely also because Ritasha's hard work, of
Mhm.
course. But I also feel like Ivan like coached her very well. But everything I can say is like only positive. He's really approachable, and I can see that he also puts a lot of work in his queens, but also in his brand. Like I feel like he can do a lot of things,
Mhm.
which is amazing. Like I know I feel it was the night before the finals, and I followed him on social media for quite some time. And then the moment I saw him, I was like, I have to say hi to him. So I was so awkward, actually. I was running up to him and I was like, hey, hi, Ivan, I'm such a fangirl. And I gave him a hug and then like turned around and walked away. And I was like, oh, Melissa, what did you do? Why did you do that? But it was so funny, actually. No, and I think he really appreciated it as well. So at the end, it's all fine. But yeah, I always fangirl a little about him because he does so many things. It's
He
incredible.
does. He does.
Yeah,
And he's really very sincere as far as actually training his girls. I mean, he really,
yeah,
I think, Indonesia has so many beautiful girls, but I think a lot of them just really lack all the necessary preparation. And then here comes Ivan, who knows exactly what the problem is. And he goes ahead and reaches out to these girls who had potential to become beauty queens.
yeah.
He's doing an amazing job. So one of these days, we'll probably see a major international crown being won by Indonesia.
100%,
100%,
100%. And
right?
I also feel like he has a very great eye of, as you said before, like scouting girls that have potential and have like certain, I hope I pronounce it right, characteristics. No, that's not right.
Characteristic, yeah.
Characteristics. That's such a hard word to pronounce. Like he finds the girl with the right characteristics,
The right traits.
the right traits.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's also why all of his queens are getting such a great scores at
mhm.
international pageants. Yeah,
I totally
100%.
agree. Yep, Indonesia is on its way to becoming a significant pageant country, pageant powerhouse. Now, November 17th, you guys attended the grand opening of the Kiki Beauty Space, which is like the #1 luxury beauty destination, I
Top
think.
five. Top five only
The what?
I mean top 10 went there to, do their nail, their hair.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay, but that was so you weren't there, but nevertheless, it was a great experience for those who attended the top five. Now, November 18th, you girls attended the Miss Grand Phangnga, Phattalung, and Satun pageants. Were you there too, or were you just the top five as well? There were three pageants
Um
in one day. Combined
three
Phangnga, Phattalung, Satun, November 18th.
was it all the same pageant and they chose two winners?
I think so, yeah. Three winners. They
Yeah.
chose probably three winners. Yeah. Do you remember? Anyway,
Wait, yeah, no, I think I remember. Yeah.
yeah,
I remember that
November
night.
18th.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, you girls returned to Vietnam and you were there for almost a week from November 22nd to the 28th. And you
To the
did a lot
coffee
of
city.
fun things like horse riding,
Yeah,
you did some archery, you did some raft
yeah,
sailing. So
we did.
you felt like this was your chance to actually enjoy and have a vacation in Vietnam.
Well, it was crazy because the place we went to is the coffee city. It's called the coffee city. And I can describe it as like a little village that's called the coffee city. And you can do everything there. I feel like it's more of like a vacation park,
Mhm.
but it's like a little coffee city. And you could do so many activities. You could do horse riding, I don't know how it's called in English, like UNN
Archery.
archery.
Yeah.
Let's see, what did we do? I feel we did more.
Raft sailing.
Is
Did you
there?
do any zip lining?
No, I don't think they
No.
had zip lining. I don't
Oh,
think they have yoga. There was
yoga.
yoga.
What about bungee
Um,
jumping? Bungee jumping. Do you have any?
no,
No.
no. Could you do that there?
No, hell no.
I mean, I don't know.
No. Even if you paid me $1 million, I would never do it because I'm not that
I would
crazy.
actually I would love to bungee jump. Such a adrenaline like kick. Like yeah, amazing,
Oh
amazing.
yeah. Well, good luck.
Yeah. And of course we drink a lot of coffee. The coffee there is so strong. Like you cannot compare it to the
Yes.
coffee here in the Netherlands. Like if maybe it's a little like it feels weird to say, but drinking coffee in Vietnam is almost like using drugs. It was so strong.
Hmm.
Like you could take 3 sips and you would be awake and ready for the day.
Whole day.
Literally, yeah, I'm not joking.
But
It
let
was
me
really
tell
strong.
you, Vietnamese coffee is one of the finest coffees in the world. I
I
love
yeah.
Vietnamese coffee. Now, how do you drink your coffee? Just black?
Oh, no, no, no. I actually really like my coffee with milk and honey.
Honey? That's
Yeah,
weird. Really?
is it? I mean, you could use sugar, but I feel
But
like,
you prefer honey.
yeah, honey is, I don't want to say healthier, but I feel in my head it's the more healthier option than sugar. And I feel it tastes better, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay. Good. Did you drink chocolate too? Do they have a lot of chocolate drinks in Vietnam as well?
I'm not quite sure. I
Yeah.
feel like they have, but personally, I did not drink a lot.
Okay. Did you drink a lot of water? Hopefully.
I did. I feel like I could have drink more water, but in the end, it's all good.
All right, because you got to wash down everything that you ate or swallowed anyway, right? Because we all need hydration, right?
We do.
It's
It's
important.
important.
Very, very.
Yeah, it is.
Now, after Vietnam, you guys went to Bali, Indonesia. You were there for a few days. And of course,
We did.
Ivan hosted you, right? He hosted you. Tell us about that, the trip.
Yeah, it was a very busy trip, a lot of work again. We got I the moment we arrived there, I was in a room together with Scar, and once we arrived in a room, it was crazy. There was so many stuff on our bed, like makeup, face products. We even had an Ivan Gunawan bag that I still have with me till this day.
Oh,
So it was very nice. Started off good. And then after that, we also did, I feel like that was the next day, some shooting in a Balinese traditional costumes,
yes, I
which
saw
I
that.
also really enjoyed. That
Yeah.
was amazing. Um, what did we do? Oh yeah, we did some shoots for MS Glow, I think it was,
MS
and
Glow
MS
is MS Glow.
Cosmetics.
Yeah, MS Glow, by the way, is for those who don't know, Ivan Gunawan is the CEO and the owner of MS Glow. He has his own beauty products company based in Indonesia. So, I does he have like skincare products for men as well? Do you know?
That's actually a good question. I don't know. I
Okay, because
don't
I
know.
want to try. If
You
he
should
has one,
ask
I want to
him.
try it. Yeah, maybe I should. Okay,
Yeah,
I
why not?
should. All right, I will. All right. So, you girls had a great time in Bali, Indonesia. Was that your first time in Bali?
It was,
It
yeah, and
was.
definitely not my last time. I would really love to go back there, and see like more sightseeing because I know that Bali, because a lot of people travel to Bali also, it can be such an amazing country, and I would love to go back there and do more sightseeing and see everything of the nature and like beautiful places. So I have to
Well,
find
because
the right spot.
I heard too that Bali is so different from the rest of Indonesia because it has a lot of Hindu and Indian influence. That's why, there are a lot of Indian temples in the island as well, and a lot of coconut trees and whatnot. So I think yeah, I'd love to go there one of these days. So any Indonesian fan out there who's watching me, who's following me, okay, please send me to your lovely, beautiful island of Bali.
Please support us, send us to
Yes,
Bali.
please create a GoFundMe account just for Rafa. That's what you guys are sending me and Melissa.
Please.
So we go together back in Bali.
Terima kasih.
Get
Please.
him. There you go. Now, after Bali, you guys went to back to Thailand. You attended Miss Grand Ranong pageant. Okay. So Ranong, I don't know where. So I'm not really very familiar with Thai geography. So how far is Ranong from Bangkok? Is it far? Do you know?
Ranong,
Let
Ranong.
me check my time app.
Yeah, I am. Um,
I'm confusing
I'm
my
trying to
towns.
remember which final it was, because if I remember which final it was, I can remember like at what place I was. Was it the final where was passing her crown, the last final we went to?
I don't know, maybe. So it took place in
Or
December 5th. It took place
no,
December 5th. So we'll check back on that one. But
yeah,
anyway, you went to Ranong, and after Ranong, you girls went to Myanmar to
we
attend.
did.
Yes, December 7th to the 10th. That was, remember, as you know, when the finals of Miss Grand 2023 took place on October 25th, Papa Nawat actually announced that the host country next year is going to
It's
be
gonna be
Myanmar
Myanmar. Yes.
on the same date, October 25th. He always chooses October 25th as the finals for his pageant. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I don't know why. I don't know the significance of October 25th, but it must be very important for Papa Nawat to choose
Yeah,
that date as his finals. So that's
yeah,
good. So anybody out there going to Myanmar next year, let me know. Okay. Bring me along too, because I've never been to Myanmar.
yeah. I hope I can go as well.
So anyway, you got you were there, right? Were you there? You went to Myanmar?
Uh, for the final in like Grand Myanmar, I was there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And
yeah.
how is Myanmar? What was your first impression of the country?
Well, the first impression, as soon as we got off to the airport, we obviously went to, I feel it was a big shopping mall,
Mhm.
and there were like thousands of fans waiting for us. And it was so crazy. Their people are so heartwarming. Also, they're so kind, so sweet. Um, and I don't know if you saw that clip of me where I shouted. We had to shout like our country and our name, and I was like, "My name is Melissa Bottom Miss Grant," and the whole crowd was like,
Roared,
and I
applauded,
was
cheered.
like shocked about their reaction,
Yeah.
because there were not. It was like a big shopping mall. There were people on the first floor, second floor, third floor, fifth floors. Like you could look up and everywhere were Myanmar fans screaming. It was incredible. Like there
Amazing.
was such a grand experience, literally.
You
It
you
was
so you also met the national director of Miss Grand Myanmar. I forget
I
his name,
did.
but I heard he's a very nice gentleman as well. So that's good. Question from
Mm-hmm.
Nick. Hi, Nick.
I
How was your experience with Isabella Menin, Miss
as
Grand
a
International 2022 from
yeah. To be honest, I did not speak to her a lot. I feel like she also was really focused on like the competition, passing on her crown and that whole journey. And also because we were always on the run, it was very hard to sometimes to talk to her, get the chance to talk to her. I mean, the moments that she spoke to us, she was always very nice, and she would always give us a pep talk and tell us how proud she was of us. Um, so that is the things that I like can remember, and she was always really kind and sweet to,
very
each and
gracious.
every one, yeah, and gorgeous, stunning. Like she has such a queen aura. Like she is the definition
Yes.
of a queen.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, we all love Isabella. I think she moved to London, I believe. I think
yeah, I think so too.
she moved there, and I think she's a business associate with Miss Grand Czech Republic
Could
2022.
be, yeah. I feel like they're
Mariana.
starting to
Yeah,
build something.
yeah.
Um, oh, I'm not quite sure what it was. I feel like it was something to do with
I think it has something to
a
do with
Queen
improving your
Academy.
yeah, with like a academy and also for
Yeah,
personal development, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah,
Slash pageant coaching. So that's good. They're doing a lot of good things.
yeah, yeah.
Now,
And also nice that they're still together, because I can remember that last year they were such a good friends during the competition, and the fact that they still are so close with each other, I think that's such a wonderful thing.
Well, I think that, again, that's what pageantry is all about. That's why, in a way, it's a great idea to have like a 3 week long or a 4 week long pageant, because that is a great amount of time for the girls to get to know each other and basically to establish permanent sisterhood for the rest of your lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only that, but if you want to go to Thailand, Miss Grand Thailand you can always have a place to stay in Thailand.
Yeah.
If you go to the United States, Stephanie has a place, can offer you her place. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's one good thing about pageants and stuff.
100%.
Now, from after Myanmar, you girls went to Miss Grand Chumphon-Phichit pageant. I think
Is
that's
that the last one?
yes, that's the last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
that
last
is, I feel like that is the one where Om was passing on her crown, Miss Grand Thailand. Yeah.
one.
It
Okay.
was the last, I think it was the last event we had together.
Mhm.
Um,
And you girls were starting
so
you girls were starting to feel emotional already because oh, so
mhm.
leaving each other and whatnot.
Well, at least I was.
You
I
were.
don't know about the rest, but I definitely was.
You felt like, oh, please, no, I don't, I want this to last forever. I don't want this to end.
Yeah, well, I feel like definitely I wish I had this chance to spend more time with them in a way that we had like more free days, which I accept that we were there to work, and that is also like okay for me. Like I knew that in the beginning, but sometimes we were like really tired, and we would rather like sleep than do things together. And looking back on it, like I really would have loved more time to spend with them, like as a group, like do
Sure.
things, do sightseeing. But hopefully in the future I get the chance to at least meet a couple of the top 10 girls again, so we can still do that,
Reunion. You
hopefully.
guys are gonna have a reunion one of these days.
Yeah, I would love to. It's just the fact that each and every one of us like lives in another country and it's so far away. And sometimes I'm looking at flight tickets, but it's like 900 euros,
Ugh.
and I don't have the money for that right now. So it's so hard. But if it was free, I would go to the Dominican Republic right now. I would go meet my girl Scar.
There you go.
I
There you go.
could.
There you go. Now, after this pageant, December 14th was very significant because, as you know, MGI went public for the first time. So it was MGI's first trading day. So you had Luciana and Engfa. They got to ring the stock market
Uh-huh.
bell, the
In
bells.
Charlotte.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? How was that experience like for you?
Um,
Have you ever been in the stock market?
no, I have not. No. I heard from it before, but if you ask me like exactly how it works, I would not have a perfect answer to it. But I mean, the part that I can remember, and I hope I say it right, is that people can like buy parts of Miss Grand International as like a
Shares.
company.
Yep.
Um,
Stocks.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it was actually very nice. We were there with all the girls from Thailand.
Mhm.
So all the winners from last year, but also the girls that are competing in Miss Grand Thailand at the moment were there that were already crowned. So it was actually very nice to see everyone, because normally you don't see all the girls that are like that are competing now, but also
Right.
that competed last year. So yeah, it was a very fun experience, and I'm very happy for Papa Nawat, the whole organization, and Mom Teresa, that it actually turned out really good
I think,
because
yeah,
it was going crazy.
I think again, when you go back to the concept of hard work and determination, I think Nawat um is very astute in the sense that he's very smart. He knows exactly
Hmm.
what's good for the company. And
Yeah, he does.
once in a while, you see people criticizing him, he's not very diplomatic. He doesn't have any filter. He just says whatever he thinks, whatever he
Yeah.
thinks. And in a way, it actually it's good for him. It's good for his company because that's what draws more people to check his company, to check his pageant and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if he were not reacting to every comment that's posted online, even though it's negative, he doesn't care because
Yeah,
there's no such thing as a bad publicity. Every publicity is good because it draws people. It makes
yeah,
people to talk about your business, to talk about your company and whatnot. So yeah,
yeah,
people keep talking. Okay, if you
yeah,
want
literally.
if you want to bash MGI, go for it. You have my blessing because it's good eventually.
Yeah, no, I feel like that everything he does, everything he says, he does it with a reason. And although people may say that he's not the smartest, I feel like he doesn't speak that much sometimes, but I feel like everything he's saying, he already planned in his head, like what is his next step.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Totally,
I,
totally
yeah,
agree.
I feel like people underrate him a little
Oh,
bit
definitely.
sometimes. He's such
Definitely.
a smart man. Like
Very
I can
smart.
tell you that. Yeah, 100% sure.
And of course, you probably already know that the new Miss Grand International headquarters opened already. It's a huge building. I think it's in Bangkok, I believe. So it's a brand new office that they have. So yeah, he's doing very, very well, successfully. So that's great. And of course, MGI is the world's really most popular pageant now. In less than 11 years,
Yeah,
it has become so huge,
it
because no one knows
is.
exactly what it's doing and stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like that a lot of people are comparing Miss Grand International to Miss Universe.
Mhm.
But if I look at it, like Miss Grand International is only existing for 11 years. Um, and the fact that they're competing Miss Grand International to Miss Universe, which is like existing for like how many years is insane. And the way that Miss Grand International is growing, like I feel like you can definitely say that Miss Grand International is the biggest pageant in the world right now.
Oh,
No
definitely.
doubt. Yeah.
Without doubt, without doubt. So after it went public, you guys, 2 days later, you had what they called a grand sports day where you got to be athletic, show your athletic side and whatnot. You were part of the of Team Red.
I
You're
was.
like, how did you do?
I loved it. You know, I studied sports before the study I'm doing now. As I said, I'm competitive. I did gymnastics at a very high level. So that day was my day. I loved every single bit of it. I also really love the fact that they mixed like the fans and the girls from Miss Grand Thailand and MGI Top 10 all together. It's also such a nice bonding time with like fans, and I feel like also fans are like enjoying it so much. And yeah, I overall I enjoyed the day. It was so great.
Now, you mentioned gymnastics. Of course, I've seen you do somersaults on the beach and also on the pavement on cement. Like, did you ever compete internationally? Gymnastics?
No, 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 not internationally, but I did nationally, like for the Netherlands, just
Okay.
in my country. Yeah.
I think you're too tall to be a gymnast.
Internationally, I feel like yeah,
Yes. Yes.
it is definitely harder because I'm tall. You
Mhm.
need a lot more strength to get up your long legs and your long arms. But in the end, I always loved the sport, the elegance, the discipline it takes. You know, I started gymnastics when I was only 2, 3 years old. Um, but yeah, now I'm 23. I cannot go back to how it was when I was 18. Like, no.
I think to me, gymnastic is one of the most beautiful sports to watch. I specifically like watching rhythmic gymnastics where you get to toss ribbons and hula hoops up in the air, and then you
Yeah.
do these wild somersaults. I can't wait for the Olympics to come, which is going to be in Paris in the summer. And I'm sure
Mm.
my favorite sports to watch is definitely rhythmic gymnastics. But besides gymnastics, did you also play other sports like maybe volleyball, basketball?
No, no,
No?
never. No, I
Really?
only did gymnastics, and I know that my mother tried to put me in ballet,
Mhm.
um, but I didn't like that. I just really I like to like set goals and like the adrenaline kick and like do crazy things and like make like backflips and cartwheels and do dangerous things. So no, ballet was too soft for me. I mean soft, ballet can be a very hard sport also.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, no, it can be a very hard sport, but no, I would rather do gymnastics,
Is it?
100%.
Yeah, because it's all about balance. Ballet and gymnastics is all about balance. Like the balance beam. I could never do the balance beam. Never.
It's hard, yeah. You have to practice,
Never.
yeah.
Unless you're a
And
cat.
it's I mean, it's also like more like harder for men, I feel like. They
Mhm.
don't do the beam, which
No,
I
but they
think is
do
a
the
good thing because it's more dangerous
they
for
do the
you guys.
parallel bars and the
Hmm.
horse vault horse. Yeah,
The horse and the rings.
the rings. Yeah, because all
Yeah,
the upper body strength. Yeah,
and the floor. Also the
and the
floor.
floor and the floor. That's good. Uh, Phoenix is asking Melissa, will you be a judge for Miss Grand Netherlands 2024?
Of course.
There you go. Out the horse's mouth. She said it. People right there. She's going to judge Miss Grand Netherlands 2024. And what will you be looking for the winner in a winner?
Well, definitely discipline. As we all know, Miss Grand International is a hard pageant, so someone that is ready to work, and just literally is ready to give it her all, give her soul, basically, for a couple of weeks. You just have to really know what Grand is about, and that you have to work, and that you um, have to do certain things. And if that's all okay for you and you're ready to fight and ready to work for that crown, then you are the new Miss Grand Netherlands.
There you go, people. There you go. But of course, there's some physical traits that are also important. Like I think now Papa Nawat has a specific type he's looking for. Of course, the 4 Bs are important. You got to have beauty, body,
Beauty, brains,
brain,
body.
and
Yeah.
business. Now, speaking of business, did you learn how to sell fish sauce on your TikTok yet?
I think that not every girl in the top 10 had to sell. I mean, I did not sell
Oh,
in the end.
okay.
So, and I think that Dominican Republic, Colombia also
Did
never,
not sell.
yeah. I feel it were only like certain girls that, yeah, sold products that
Okay.
were related to Miss Grand. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So me personally, no. But
But
I
at
mean,
least,
I know how to sell things. Like that's not the problem. But
right, yeah. But at least it's good to know that you girls were exposed to that type of business, so to speak,
hmm
that
yeah.
eventually you can apply into your own profession someday. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel that a lot of people, when they see girls competing in Miss Grand International, they don't see the selling part. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because it could also, you know, be something good to learn and to have and take with you, maybe in your next career. I mean, you don't know. Because a lot of people are selling things recently on social media and TikTok. So I feel like if you do it, you can also use it like everywhere.
Mhm.
So I don't feel it's necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, it's good to know that if you do end in the top 10, you might have to sell things. But that's just
Exactly.
something you have to think about and accept before competing in Miss Grand. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's Grand Sport Day was basically the last event that all of the top 10 girls were together. And then, of
Oh
course,
yeah, yeah, that was the last event.
that was the last day, pretty much, yes. And from that moment on, you guys become so emotional. I actually saw now, who was the first girl to leave?
Lele,
Who is it?
Vietnam, Lele.
Oh yeah, she was. She was the
Yeah,
first one to leave because she had to.
she yeah, she left like the night of after the sports day because she had a graduation. She had her own graduation actually.
Right. Okay.
So she had to leave like a couple hours after the sports day.
Okay. So that
Yeah.
was very emotional.
I feel like we didn't see her leave. which made it a little less emotional.
Oh, okay.
Because if you really say goodbye to someone, it can be a lot
It
more
could,
emotional. But we had to say goodbye to her before going to bed, which also was emotional, but it was a little bit different because we did not see her leave. But still, it was still
but you woke
bad.
up. Oh my gosh, she's gone. Where's she? What
Yeah,
happened?
literally, that was the feeling. You were just like walking through the house and you were like, I'm gonna look for Lele. Oh no, Lele's gone.
Now, I did see uh Colombia's departure at the airport, where the Thai fans basically surrounded her and gave her gifts, and took photo opportunities with her and whatnot. I thought that was very emotional. I got emotional when I saw that. And you were there. You and Stephanie was there as well, just to bid goodbye to her. Or were you guys waiting for your own flights, returning home?
No, no,
You,
no. We were actually there, well, for me personally, to exchange my money.
oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that was it. And then we knew, of course, that Colombia Maria was also leaving. So we
Mhm.
were like, of course, we're gonna wait for her. We're not gonna just leave. But yeah, we just wanted to say goodbye to each other, and yeah, that was a very emotional moment.
Now, you don't have to answer, but
Mhm.
speaking of Maria, I knew she was very, very desperate to win the crown. A lot of
Mhm.
people expected her to win because obviously she was one of the favorites, for the crown. So she was actually my pick. And
Mhm.
when I did a review of the Miss Grand finals, in honor of Maria, I actually bought a hat that looked like her hat that she used on her evening gown competition. And I was like, okay, go, Maria, you have it, you have this. But of course, she only placed second runner up and whatnot. Did she ever tell you how she actually felt about her not winning? You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Yeah, she did.
She did.
But yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, she was my winner as well. But after the competition was over, I started to realize, what Papa Nawat was looking for. And looking at that picture, I saw Luciana. So I understand the reason why she won, and I agree with her winning. Looking back at what I know the organization wanted and what the what wanted, I stand by his decision and I agree with his decision because looking back, I also can see that Luciana is such a great winner and she just fit it perfect in the picture. So yeah, still really happy for her, and I admire her, and I feel like she is a very great Miss Grand International 2023, and she deserves it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I totally agree that during the competition, I also like I was really looking up to Maria. Like in the beginning, I was almost like scared speaking to her
You mean
because I was like,
intimidated?
oh, like she is stunning, she's gorgeous. And once we both got in the top 10, I really got the chance to, get to know her. And she's actually such a down-to-earth, spiritually woman. So I'm very happy that I got to know her a little bit better on a deeper level. And not like only the picture perfect woman on only the
Right.
pictures, but really got to know her in person. Because she's so different than and like only on social media. There's so much more to that woman
Oh,
than just her pretty
definitely.
looks. But of course. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely. Now, about Eugenia, Angola.
Hmm.
Okay. Everybody loves Angola. For some reason she projects this very humorous, very comical, very amusing side of a pageant, so to speak. She has been very consistent from day one, and she didn't have to worry about hair because she doesn't have any. You know what I mean? So she got everything
She
easy.
did. Yeah. No. Um, she was iconic. She was iconic. That is just like the right word for her. And I really understand why people love her because in person she was just as funny, just as amazing to be around with. Um, yeah, there's nothing more I can say. She's just such a a very bubbly, funny, likable personality, and she is just the same on screen as she is off screen.
Mhm. Yeah, we all love her, especially when she does this
Yeah.
thingy. That's amazing. Now, so you returned to the Netherlands December 18th. You were met at the airport by your family, by your
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend, who is
Yeah.
very handsome, by the way. Uh,
Thank you.
and also Solange was
Yeah.
there too to greet you. Solange is the Miss International Queen from the Netherlands 2023. She was there to meet Melissa as well. So how was it experience like meeting them, reuniting with your loved ones?
Well, it was so emotional. I knew beforehand that I was going to cry because like the person I missed the most was definitely my boyfriend. Like, no offense, like I can survive with him for sorry, I can survive without him for 3 months, but it's definitely hard, especially the time difference. There was a time difference of 7 hours. He was doing his internship, so yeah, it was very hard keeping the relationship stable.
Mhm.
So that was very hard, and also my parents, like seeing them again, it was
Yeah,
so
they went to
emotional.
Vietnam, right? They went to Vietnam.
They did went to
Contact.
Vietnam, which also was like a very big problem because they tried to get in at the final night, like a half hour before, which is not the best idea because it was so busy. If you want to get in, you have to go an hour before, like
Uh-huh.
minimum an hour before.
Okay.
And then my mother, because she was not getting in with my father because it was so busy, it was so crowded, there was no way, there were so many fans. I don't know if she likes me saying this, but she was there in the front door, and I want to get in, and my daughter is I want to see her. And she started crying. And
Oh,
luckily, one of the staff members helped her and my father so they could get in. But otherwise, they would have like traveled all the way to Vietnam
not to see
and
you.
did
Yeah.
not even got to see me.
Yeah.
So, but luckily they got in
Yeah.
because of my mother. But it was so sad. It was so sad. But I understand her reaction totally.
That's good. Well, at least your mother, at least, I mean, mother knows best, okay? I mean, if I were in her position, I would probably scream and
Yeah,
yell and call the Dutch embassy in Vietnam.
yeah.
They won't let me in see my daughter. Oh, that's funny. Now, you also right, you were interviewed by one of my dear friends, Summer Smith from Crown
Yeah,
Sisters.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and Summer went there to basically harass every Miss Grand Queen that she saw. And you were one of her favorites to interview, she told me. So, because you were always so gracious and so kind, even though you were
Yeah.
tired, you still had some time to chat with her and to say hello to your Filipino fans, because you have some Filipino fans now
Yay.
through Crown Sisters and whatnot. So yeah, so Summer Smith is not watching, but I'm gonna send this video to her later and mention, hey, guess what? I interviewed Melissa today and I shouted your name out. So you know what I mean?
Yay.
Summer.
Hello, Summer.
So yeah, so that's great. So the question remains is that now after your reign as Miss Grand Netherlands, I'm sure you're going to pursue your internship uh with your profession and whatnot. Do you have any intention to compete in another pageant someday?
I mean, I don't think so.
What?
No. I mean,
No!
um, like competing in Miss Grand International always been a big dream of mine, and I feel like I'm in a stage of my life now where I want to bring like more attention to, of course, also my boyfriend in the future and my school, my study, like work, everything. Because I've competed in Miss Intercontinental, and then not too long after that, I competed in Miss Grand International. And as every pageant girl knows, it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and because of that. school and everything that was going on, I pushed away a little bit. So I feel like I have to put that first now and not think about other pageants and just focus on like finishing my school, finishing my internship, looking for a place on my own. I definitely want to stay active in pageantry, maybe as like a catwalk coach or like coaching. I also have a lot of pageants clothes, obviously, so maybe I want to start like a mini business in like renting my pageant clothes. I still want to continue something in pageants because it's such a big part of my life.
Would you like to be part of the Critical Beauty chat group someday?
Of course, of course,
So we can talk about pageants. You know, maybe you could
of course.
after you give your crown, you will be perfectly free to express whatever you want to say about pageants in general. So I'm going to make you a special Critical Beauty guest. Okay.
Of course. I would love to.
It's a deal. And we're going to invite our good friend Lenka.
Yeah,
Lenka,
Lenka.
because she's also part of my group now.
My girl, Lenka.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's do that. Okay. But you know what? Never say never. Because as you know, Miss Universe lifted its age restrictions.
I heard, yeah.
You can be a mother now. You can be a divorced mother. You can be pregnant. You can
You can be pregnant.
You can be pregnant and compete.
Really?
Yes. Well, as long as you're not near giving birth, obviously.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But I mean,
common sense.
being pregnant takes 9 months. What if you're
Yes.
like in the beginning of your pregnancy and
You
then
don't
you
want to
get
give birth on stage, okay?
I mean, that is, you cannot crown someone who's pregnant because then your reign is going to be for 1 year, right? And you're going to
Exactly.
have a baby after 9 months. So how are they
Can you
going to do that?
imagine like traveling the world, cradling your newly born baby? Hello.
I mean, it is definitely the life of a real woman. So in that case, who knows? Yeah, why not?
So
It's kind of
yeah,
hard though.
never say never.
Never say never.
See, I think the
Never.
beauty. See, I think the good thing about pageantry, modern pageantry, is that it has opened its doors to all types of women. There's no more limits, there's no more restrictions. So you could be 45 and have 3 kids and married and still compete in Miss Universe. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, no, that's true. And I feel like there are a lot of women out there who always had a dream to compete in pageants. And I think it's a beautiful thing that Miss Universe now opens up for every
All
type
types
of
of women.
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that the woman that still had the dream to compete in a pageant now can do that. I feel that is definitely a very beautiful thing.
It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. But I think the question is, will Miss Grand International do the same thing as Miss Universe has done? That's the big question.
I mean, we can never look in the future.
We don't know.
You never say never.
Only Nawat, Papa Nawat knows.
Only Papa Nawat and Mama Teresa knows.
And Mama Teresa knows. So
Exactly.
listen, I can't thank you enough to, accept my offer of being interviewed all over again, because I said it once and I said it before. I think every time I chat with a Dutch beauty queen, I always feel like, I know them very well. Like there's like a connection. That was the same experience I had when I interviewed Marit Beats. The same experience I had when I interviewed Natalie, and of course, even with Mr. Gay Netherlands, Ramchan, so I feel there's a connection. So I'm so glad. But you know what? Whatever you do in your life, I wish you nothing but the best. And
Thank you.
you can always count on my support, 100%, whatever you do. Someday you're probably going to run to be the president of the Netherlands, and I will support you 100%.
And that's what we're going for.
No. Oh, wait, is there a president or prime minister? I forget. Prime minister, right? Or both?
Yeah.
Both, okay. Is there's still a Queen of the Netherlands, right? Dutch
Yeah,
Queen.
there is. No, there is. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but she doesn't have a lot of power though. She's just like a figurehead.
No, wait, no, no, no.
Does
Yeah,
she have
I
any
mean
power?
we have a like we have a queen, but we also have
A king? A
a king
prince?
now. Yeah, I'm so sorry. We have a king now. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, the queen is like we had a queen a couple of years ago, but it's a king now.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's
Her
wonderful.
son.
So royalty is still alive pretty much in the
Yeah.
Netherlands. Not only
And
traditional royalty, but also pageant royalty, people. Pageant royalty. Listen, darling, before I let you go, is there
mhm.
like a message that you would like to transmit to all your fans from all over the world, from Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, Myanmar, the Philippines, America, Canada, Netherlands, everywhere?
Everywhere.
What is your message, darling?
Yeah. Well, there's actually so much to say because, you know, once I started this journey, I had a very sweet, cute fan base, and I felt over the months it has grown so much. And I cannot thank you guys enough for supporting me, being there for me, following me on this journey from the beginning, but not only from the beginning, maybe only a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I'm just incredibly grateful. So thank you so much. Kapun ka, terima kasih for always being there for me, supporting me. Um, and also the fans that I did meet in person. Um, Thank you so much. And you guys will always have a special place in my heart. And I will never, never, never forget you guys. So hopefully you will still keep supporting me because I will always keep you guys updated on social media. So yeah, thank you so much.
Now, did your luggage doubled or tripled when you returned to the Netherlands because of all these amazing gifts that you received?
No,
What do you mean, no?
no,
You
I
left
did not.
everything behind?
No, I had to ship a box
Oh,
of
okay. Okay,
20
good.
kilograms. But I have to say, it was actually very fast. It took 3 days
Oh, wow.
to
That
be
is
delivered
fast.
from Thailand to the Netherlands. Yeah, I thought it was like 3 weeks, but it turned out to be 3 days.
Did you
It was
receive it
here.
for
It
Christmas?
was, yeah, it was here before Christmas. It's
Wow.
crazy, right? Yeah,
That is crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
So,
Did you end up like giving away some of these as presents to your friends,
yeah,
family?
almost everything,
Everything.
almost everything, because I got so many products that I could never finish myself. So I think I kept like one or two things for myself that I still really wanted, and the other 50 products I gave away to family and friends. And yeah, I had a lot of presents to give with Christmas, so it was very nice.
That's wonderful. That's amazing. Uh,
Yeah,
now, people who are watching out there, please continue supporting Melissa in her professional and personal endeavors. And you can follow her actually on her Instagram account, which is at Melissa Bottema or Miss Grand Netherlands as well. And you have a new title, Miss Holland now of the year 2023.
yeah, that was so
So,
nice. That was so lovely.
so what happened was that the Dutch queens and kings were had to compete virtually, so to speak. So Miss Holland now is a pageant page that organized this mini competition, and they selected the best Dutch kings and queens from 2023. And Melissa was voted to be the most popular. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
I also would like to shout out to your national directors, Robin and Stefan. You guys are amazing. If you guys are watching the show tonight, Melissa has been an amazing representative of the Netherlands. And because of your help and guidance, she was able to put the Netherlands, the Dutch flag, on the international stage. And hopefully, that's not the last time. Hopefully, we'll see more Dutch flags being
Yeah.
raised. on the international stage.
That's what we're going for.
Listen, darling, I wish you the best, and I'm wishing you a wonderful, amazing rest of the week. And we're gonna talk to each other more eventually, one of these days. Okay. So I want you to focus on your internship, because I know you're gonna do very, very well. And I can see you becoming an amazing social worker someday, reaching out to people who need you. So, you know, I hope you're nothing but the best, you know, for that. And you'll do very, very well. So I'm going to give you all the virtual kisses and virtual hugs.
Yay!
People out there, please do the same to Melissa. Send her all the virtual hugs and kisses that she needs for her new chapter in life. Okay. And this will be the last of her. We're going to see more Melissa in the future. So listen, have a wonderful evening. Have you had dinner yet?
Thank you.
Have you eaten dinner?
No, I have not. So I'm gonna do that after this.
What are you doing? It's what, 9? What time is it there now? It's like 8.
It's like 8:40.
8:40, and it's 2:40 here in Boston. It's a sunny afternoon. I'm gonna go, but it's very cold because it's winter. It's still very, very cold. It feels like Alaska right now. Yeah, outside.
And you're in a t-shirt while you're inside, obviously.
Yes, it's inside. But when I walk my dog, I'm gonna have to wear like 3 layers of coating and a hat. So yeah. Listen, thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you.
Kiss you.
I love you too. Thank you for wanting to interview me.
Thank you, darling. I'll talk to you soon. Have a nice